Welcome to a brand new season of BK Connect here on the Yes Network. We are on location in the shadows of Barclays Center at Broccolino Restaurant on Dean Street in Brooklyn. Welcome everyone, I'm Chris Shearn and I'm with Devin Kharpertian of the Brooklyn Game. We are in missing man formation. Rod Boone will be back at a later date. He couldn't join us today. Devin, let's talk some NBA basketball, and we have to talk with the biggest story that has happened in recent days, and that is Kobe Bryant announcing his retirement. Just an end of an era, end of a generation for a lot of fans. What does his legacy not only mean to the Lakers, but the NBA?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think the important thing to note for him is that it's time. You know, he's at a point in his career where, you know, he's come back from 3 season-ending surgeries. And I think when we look back on it, we'll look at it like that. Like, he tried very hard to do his best to come back, and he just wasn't there. As far as his legacy, I mean, everybody has talked about it. You're talking about 5 championship rings, over 30,000 points. He may not have ever been the greatest player at any given point in his career, but he's one of those great players that the NBA will remember.
Yeah, and one star starts to fade out, and another star starts to come into play, and that was Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors in a big way. Last year they win the title, but can it be possible that Steph Curry is better this year than he was last year?
Well, I think he's more confident. I think he's taking shots that maybe he wasn't. I mean, he was taking a lot of shots last year, but he's taking even more this year. What's amazing about him is that he's got the ability to hit shots, 3-point shots specifically, in any kind of way. I mean, you talk about Ray Allen or Reggie Miller, Kyle Korver, great 3-point shooters. A lot of them are spot-up guys who get their catch, don't dribble and shoot. Steph can, dribble around 4 defenders, turn around and hit a 3 at a type of rate that we've never, ever seen before. I mean, his magic is having J.R. Smith's shot selection and Ray Allen's efficiency. We've never had a guy like that in NBA history. So I don't know if I guess he's better, but he's also just taking shots that he knows he can make, and, the Warriors are benefiting from it.
And it's not like it's just Steph Curry. He has help.
Oh, yeah.
And one of those guys is Draymond Green. And recently, Jerry West, who's an executive with the Warriors, said he is underrated, Draymond Green, and he's also one of the top 10 players in the league. Do you agree with that?
I do at this point in the season. I mean, if you did an MVP vote now, there's a legitimate argument that Draymond's in the top 5 somewhere. I mean, Steph is far and away number 1, but the way that their offense almost works around Draymond Green, and on defense, he can guard almost anybody. And I think you're seeing that a lot of the NBA now is going towards the type of Draymond Green players. We didn't expect him to be this good coming out of college, but you've got a guy who's 6'7", 6'8", big and strong enough to defend bigger guys, talented enough to hit 3-pointers, and a playmaker on the offensive end who can create open looks for other guys. If Steph is pouring the drink, he's the straw that stirs it.
All right, let's move on to the Knicks now. They have some homegrown talent. Kristaps Porzingis. Devin, everybody wants to nickname this kid, but what are your thoughts on
He
that?
doesn't need a nickname. His name is Kristaps Porzingis. You can't get better than Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, his name, he's on the All-NBA first team of guys whose names sound like you're beatboxing as you're saying it. It's incredible.
Do you think he's the real deal?
Yeah, actually, I do think he's the real deal. In all seriousness, he's a unicorn. We've never really seen a player like him before. There's a lot of comparisons to Dirk or on the wrong end, Sean Bradley, guys who are very long and lean. But he's a guy who's 7'3", who's long, who has the ability to potentially protect the rim like Rudy Gobert and shoot from 3 like a stretch 4 or a stretch 5. We don't really have players like that in the NBA now. And if he fulfills his potential, there's a chance for him to transform the game in that sense, where executives are going to start looking for long guys who can shoot from outside.
The rest of this rookie class that you've seen, it's a great rookie class. Porzingis is just the tip of the iceberg when we're talking about this rookie class. So who else so far in your eyes is making the most impact?
Well, I think Porzingis is second to Karl-Anthony Towns.
Okay.
He's another guy who's 7 feet tall and can shoot from outside. And what you see with Towns, I think, a lot is that he's defending at a much higher level than I think most people anticipated, even given that he was the number 1 pick. He's already very smart and very active on the defensive end. Beyond that, there's just a lot of great all-around players who do a bunch of different things. Justice Winslow is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league already. You've got Stanley Johnson, who came to Brooklyn recently to play against the Nets, who's a really, really good wing defender. D'Angelo Russell hasn't necessarily gotten there yet, but he's making a couple of moves every game that you see, like in a few years, he's got the type of game that will last. I mean, it's a really strong rookie class.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up one of the Nets rookies who's making an immediate impact for Lionel Hollins and his club, and that's Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. Made his way into the starting lineup, and Devin, he's a stealing machine. He's your shooting guard. He doesn't really put up a lot of points, but he fills up the stat sheet in other areas.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything. You know, he's kind of like, and I don't want to make this comparison because it's a little too far, but he's kind of like Andrei Kirilenko in the sense that he does a little bit of everything that you want out of that style. He's the best wing defender on this team already, which is incredible for a 20-year-old kid just coming out of the league. He's hitting mid-range jumpers, which is a little surprising because you didn't expect him to get a lot of points up early. But the main thing you see with him is just how he hounds the ball. You know, when he's on the ball against somebody, he's working every single second of that possession to try to get a steal, get a block shot, force a guy to pick up the ball, and just kind of disrupt the offense. And that's something you can't teach.
Devin, we've made it through our first BK Connect of the season. We appreciate your time, buddy.
Feel good about it.
I do too. We're at Broccolino in Brooklyn in the shadow of Barclays Center. And you know what? We're going to end this now. We want to thank the owner here, Giuseppe Piazzolla. And if you're in Brooklyn for the Nets or the Islanders, you want to come get a bite to eat, this is the place you want to come. And it's not far away. The food is delicious. It smells like my grandmother's kitchen. And we can't wait to eat. So for Devin Kharpertian of the BrooklynGame.com, I'm Chris Shearn from the Yes Network. We'll see you next time.